What's up, family? It's Kahir the Conqueror here. This song came to my head, and I just had to go with this message that I've been trying to get right for a little minute. God's plan. God's plan. Shout out to Drake. I've learned, there's probably plenty of people before me, and I'm still learning, that God's plan, the divine plan, is better than anything you can think of or come up with. And also, I'm learning that, at least for me, I'm speaking for me, I was thinking small. I was trying to get a little, you know what I'm saying? Imagine a squirrel. I think they like acorns. So getting a couple of acorns and then, hoarding that and trying to focus on a few little acorns. And looking over the horizon, he has acres full of acorns. That's a silly example, but there's nothing you can think of for yourself that will fulfill you in the way that the divine plan for you will. See, there's so many, but one of the most powerful verses in the Holy Quran, Allah is talking and says, they plan and Allah plans. And then right after that, he says, and Allah is the best of planners. We've already established in plenty of videos, he also says, I am the best knower. Just imagine aligning yourself and discovering that there's a divine plan and path for you and trying to live your life on that course. Imagine the fulfillment. Imagine the joy deep in your soul essence. Imagine justifying your existence on the earth. Also, what has to be mentioned is that I've learned, and I'm pretty sure plenty of people before me, and I'm still learning, that following and trying to align with God's plan isn't as easy as a lot of people try to make it seem. No offense, and I'm no expert. I'm learning each and every single day. But it's people in the spiritual community, the religious communities, or, whatever, that make it seem like it's a cakewalk. You just get up and praise and woo! No, it's difficult because, number one, let alone the world and all the worldly stuff you have to deal with. What am I talking about? I believe in Matthew, but I know Jesus says somewhere in the Bible, you will be hated for my name's sake. Now, it's a lot of other things that you can misconstrue and but no, it's not a pleasant road trying to be a better person. Because it's a lot of stuff we do that, and I'm not perfect, that isn't godly, isn't righteous, or even an attempt to be. So it's going to eventually coincide with, I bring it up is just because it's not some one-way street or some yellow brick road or 1, 2, 3, 4 linear or Michael Jackson A, B, C. It's not that. If you look at the depictions of the people described and depicted in the scriptures that had to go along those paths, it wasn't easy or pleasant. And I mentioned in another video that God is so magnificent. There are situations, because free will, and as I mentioned, stuff can happen that might suck. It might even physically hurt you in some way, shape, or form, or mentally, something like that. And that can be used to propel you to heights. Just to name a few examples, Abraham had to go against the people of his time because, as we've been taught, they were worshiping stones. And he was trying to educate them, saying, don't do that. There's one God. And they were trying to cause harm on him and to him for that. So imagine going against the flow and the grain, because with everybody that's depicted in the scriptures and stuff like that, revelation came that goes against what is the common theme, what is the program and the mentality of that time frame. So you seem crazy is the point. Another thing, Abraham was instructed to take his son and offer him as a sacrifice to God. And his son was like, all right, if that's what he want to do, we got to do it. And right before he was about to, as we've been taught, that's when he passed the test, and his son did too. It's not some cakewalk. It's not easy. You will be tested. Essentially, to kind of get back to the main point, is his plan is so much better than anything you can kind of think of. Especially because he can use roadblocks and bumps and hiccups and use that to help you become stronger and to improve your faith and trust in yourself and love and kindness, compassion, all of that. He can take a negative and make it into a positive. See, another thing I put in a quote that I have learned is that when blessings come from God, because, hey, now at this point, that's what I pray for. Like, I know I'm human, so I have an ego, impulses, urges, desires, and stuff like that. But I've seen where tunnel vision and being 100% human without thinking of the consequences and stuff like that, where that can get you, what that can get you. I've learned from that. So now I ask, like, anything I want or I'm asking for, because it's okay to ask. I want it double and triple checked, validated. Like, you know me, you know what I can handle, tolerate, you know what will, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I want. But any blessings that come from the divine, your path, your plan, nothing and no one can stop that or get in the way of that. Except you. That's what I put in the quote. So you have to get out of the way. You got to find out what the plan and path is. And that comes through prayer, reflection, connection, listening to yourself and your intuition. Because that's where the connection kind of lies. So do I have everything figured out? Do I know the plan 100%? No. As I mentioned, I am now more willing and able to surrender and submit to figure out what is the plan. Why am I here? Because I believe we're all here for a reason and we have a purpose. We can contribute great things if you want to the world, to the earth, to your family, to yourself, to society. And that's why God's plan is so much better. Because when you start to even get a glimpse and taste, because I've gotten glimpses and tastes of it, and I'm like, this is way better than anything I was trying to do. And even if you think you're thinking big, it's nothing. As I mentioned in the video, saying that it's plenty for everybody. Like, money was created by people, but that does not matter. There is no limit with an abundant, all-powerful being that can take you from here and take you there. You also have to be willing to submit and surrender to follow the plan, because you can't be, it's okay to question God and things like that, but like you kind of have to walk by faith, if that makes sense. And I think, like, I guess I would want to say, lean not on thy own understanding, because it's also mentioned his thoughts are above, ours are below. You have to be willing to endure, and some stuff seems like it's kind of crazy and it's going to test and challenge you, but the reward is so much greater. You will be fulfilled. And that's one of the things that we really desire as humans. Like, a lot of people don't kind of, we know it without addressing it, like relationships and love, or familial and platonic love, career, the life experiences like traveling and, laughter and stuff like that, families, all that stuff. Those experiences complete you as a human because they fulfill you. Like, we're supposed to be connected, so that fulfills you. We're supposed to feel emotions, so that fulfills you. So there are many things that we do, vices and stuff like that, because we want to be fulfilled. So essentially, the divine plan will fulfill you. And you'll even be fulfilled in the unknown, knowing that you don't have to know everything. Just walk by faith one step at a time and trust that there is a plan that nobody or anything can stop or get in the way of except you. So don't get in the way. As I saw this video years ago, and it has never really left the back of my mind. I believe it's Miles Monroe, who is a famous motivational speaker. I could be wrong. But in the video, it talks about how sometimes, because this doesn't apply to everybody, but essentially, God will show glimpses or show you the plan, but you don't see all the steps. You don't see everything that happens in the process of getting to the end of that plan, of reaching, the top of the hill, if that makes sense. Because if you knew, then some stuff would, like I mentioned with the prophets and things like that, some of that stuff is kind of like, are you sure? But like, if it's coming from the best knower, if it's coming from the best planner, so as I mentioned, I just would encourage, try to find out what that plan is. What's your gift? Ask. Help me find and use it, how I should be using it. Or them, how I should be using them if you got multiple. What is the plan? Why am I here? Show me, guide me, because I don't know. Speak for myself. Maybe y'all know, but I don't know. But it's somebody who knows. It's people that don't want the best for you. It's people that don't want to see you thrive and succeed and things like that. They have no power over you. They have no power over a divine plan. So they'll never prevail. God's plan. God's plan.